You know what's super fun?
What?
When you drive around for 3 days, like over the weekend, everything's fine, your car's fine, it's due for inspection like a week or two. So, okay, you'll schedule it then. And then, right when you're about to start it up to go home, the entire car shakes on startup, then smells like gasoline, and doesn't fully start. Yeah, when you're an hour away from home.
Oh no.
So I had a super fun day where I was going to be driving home at like 11. I got home at around 4.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Yikes.
It was a
Is
day.
your car okay?
Oh, I have no idea. It got towed to the dealership. I'm going to find out tomorrow.
Oh. Yikes.
It was a time. It made the Monday a lot more interesting.
Yeah, interesting's what you call it.
Yeah. Listen, it was either that or absolutely hellish. I also had to walk a mile and a half, probably 2 miles to get to a train station.
Mm-hmm.
As the Ubers were $25 for 2 miles.
What?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. I once got an Uber for $20 to go half an hour. Like, down in Maryland. No, Philly, living there is just unaffordable.
Gross.
Yup. It's really not the vibe, as the kids say.
Mm-hmm. So I move into my new place on the 7th.
Oh, awesome. Is it also going to have, like, a tornado shelter?
No, but it's the bottom floor of an apartment building, so it should be alright.
That is just a tornado shelter in itself, then.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You excited?
Yes. I miss plumbing so much.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And the drive to and from work, it'll be 40 minutes each way to 8 minutes each way.
That's a bummer, I'm sorry. Unless I listen to podcasts and stuff.
Well, I can do that at home.
Sure.
You know.
God, yeah, I'm just, I've been looking at, Future Bailey, cut this section out.
Fair enough. Anyways, enough about me. Let's play D&D.
Yeah, alright. Hey, Future Bailey, cut all of that!
Please do.
Yeah. Alright, so, we left off. You guys had recently gotten to Golgari, the shining city that is itself a hill, and I believe we were headed to August's lab, right?
I think so. Wait, isn't... No, it's Garfield. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't believe I've met August before.
Yeah, he was there in the lab. It's his place, but then he's been sheltering Garfield as Garfield has
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Garfield's basically he's defected from San Corral, and he's a scientist, so it's I don't remember what it's called, Project Paperclip.
Yep.
He's been paperclipped, and August is letting him stay in his lab. Just because he has a couch in there, you know?
Yeah.
A little Winter von Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I don't remember the interaction between Bastion and August.
To my memory, August was like, "Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my lab." August is King James, who is King Henry's dad's lover. Because going with the theme of, I only have like 4 straight NPCs, both of Henry's parents are gay, and they just had sex so they could make him, and the 9 other miscarriages that his mom had. Yeah. And Queen Christine had to execute her own lover during a coup one time, or after a coup. Attempted coup.
How come your mom lets you have 4 NPCs? Or 4 parents?
Yeah. But then there's rumors about Lady Marcy Yeagerin, who is Lord Victor Yeagerin's wife. Rumors that she and Queen Christine hang out a lot.
Yes, I think we were on our way there.
Yeah.
To go talk to the little lads.
Mhm.
The little
Yeah.
lads.
Oh yeah, because we were going for the this. We
You were
were
trying to get the robot, and I'm trying to talk to little Mister Double Agent.
yeah, because I need to copy his schematics so I can make more. Smile.
Yeah. It's the party you're looking for is Spike the Warforged, Fell the Half-Giant, both of whom are artificers, and then Kara, who is a monk of Vivian. Or she's a monk who's a Vivianite. And then you've heard rumors of there being another metal man, or actually you met him, Pale. Rover is a... what's it called? It's not a shield guardian. It's like the creature that artificers can make.
Oh, homunculus.
Yeah, or it's another...
Golem?
No, I mean, it might be a homunculus, but there's another thing where it's like...
It might have been a prior edition thing, because
Yeah.
in 5e, the only, like, familiar, quote-unquote, that artificers can make is the homunculus.
Now, let me...
And it's like a small little imp thing.
Yeah. I remember I was like, no way you can make that. And he like showed me in the Eberron book and he was like, what? And then I was like, whatever, YOLO.
Yeah, Eberron's no longer canon.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Well.
Or at least like a lot of the things that got released with that are no longer canon.
Mm-hmm. Like it's no longer, like the settings probably canon, but the...
Yeah, like
extra
the
rules and...
Yeah, the lore they made, but like they released like the artificer class that they released there is no longer usable either. Neither is the Warforged.
Okay.
Because like one of the things that you technically can still make, like the remaining things, are ventilating lungs, which are just like lungs.
Yeah. Just make
But,
those for King Henry.
Honestly, I could technically, though. From what I remember, his condition's a little fucked up, more than just messed up lungs.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of the most dangerous illnesses.
Yeah,
Steel
coughing.
Defender. It's a Steel Defender. Who he just had be shaped like a guy. And then Spike has one as a fighter.
Okay, okay. I know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that is my bad. That is. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
it is. I think I got confused on the wording of make, and in my head I was like, oh, infusions.
No.
But no,
Steel Defender.
you're correct.
And then he always introduces Rover as my mute friend. That way he can cover him with a cloak, and so people think that Rover's just another guy who's with them, but it's actually a Steel Defender. Anyway. Yeah, you guys easily find August's lab. It's like mid-tier on the anthill of Golgari in the like horrible no zoning sections. There's a factory right next to a house, next to a church, next to a it's like Houston. They have no zoning, so it's just a mess. Or no zoning beyond the like law district. Because up top it's very organized, but down here it's just whatever you can build on, man. So but it's a steel building, unremarkable in every aspect, no windows, and the only thing noticeable about it is that the door is 11 feet tall.
That's normal.
Okay. Bastion, should we knock or just try and push our way in?
I believe we should inform them of our presence here. Most people do not take kindly to sudden intruders.
Yeah, I feel like I guess knock or something. So if I try to do sending, first of all, they haven't met us yet, and also most of them don't like magic too much.
Yes, I suppose that is an unfortunate circumstance.
And you go and try to kind of rap on the door.
You knock on the door and there is no answer. I'm gonna say you guys both remember this. It's August's lab is not actually in this building. It's in a demiplane, but the transportation circle to get into the demiplane is in this building. And last time you were here, it was as though August knew you were coming, but when you knock on the door, there is no answer.
he knew we were coming last time, maybe he already kind of knows, and we should just head in and see if he lets us through to the other plane.
That works for me.
Yeah, try and push the door open.
Mm-hmm.
It is locked.
I would like to seduce the door. Nah.
That's it.
I'd like to wink slyly at the lock.
With both of you guys' negative charismas.
Yep.
Six and... But don't you also have 6?
Did you guys actually roll for seducing the door?
I did not, no. I don't think
Okay.
Bastion especially does not want to bone a lock.
I mean, maybe you get along with the gears and everything.
I mean, I don't know, maybe. I'd have to see its personality.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make some thieves' tools.
Easily done. You find a paperclip and
Awesome,
a letter
yeah.
opener.
Right tools for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to lockpick the door, and I'm gonna add a D4 to it.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Boy, oh boy, my fucking big ass robot fist. Plus D4 plus minus. Oh, only -1. Oh, there is 9, and I'm going to add 5 to make a 14.
You are able to open the lock. If you open the door, there is nothing inside. It is an empty, dark room.
He might not have made it here yet.
That is troubling. I'm gonna pick up a rock, magical tinker it to light it up, and then throw it inside just to see if like anything's revealed.
You throw it inside. You can make a perception check if you want to stay out here, and an investigation check if you want to go in.
Gonna be perception because I get advantage on those. I'm gonna take a 9.
Yeah, you do not notice anything. Your rock flies in. It lights up the place perfectly. But other than some dust in the corners, actually, there's absolutely no dust. It's very clean in here. It's just an empty building with a very tall ceiling.
Can
Walk in.
I ritual cast detect magic?
If you want to take 10 minutes to do so, sure. And you said you're walking in, pal?
Yep.
You are walking in. You can make either a perception or investigation check.
They're both +2, so... I think they're both +2. They're both the same thing for me. That's a 9.
You don't find anything except for a very clean, empty building.
I feel like either he hasn't set anything up here yet, he doesn't want us to see it yet, and he's pretty powerful with all of his magical everythings, or this is like an intentional trap, and I probably just set something off. Do I hear like any like anything like tripping, like any sort of like a little wires or anything? Or is it just empty, no noise or anything when I walked in?
It is empty. All you can hear is it's not a busy street, but there's like somebody walking home with a baguette or whatever.
The Pinnacle movie grocery
Yeah.
always has a loaf of bread.
This broccoli and a loaf of bread, yeah. Maybe like a whole fish wrapped in paper.
Which hasn't been done since like the 30s. Well, I mean, Bastion, either we wait here or we go and try and intercept them.
We would have to find them first.
Well, I mean, if he's coming this way, they're all coming this way. Hopefully.
Are you ritual casting after all, Bastion?
I will, yeah, just to see.
Okay. Detect magic, you find that there is a permanent teleportation circle in the floor of this room. You see that there are hidden 5 crystals that are powering this thing to make it where it can actually shift to a demi-plane and not somewhere on a material plane. This is definitely the entrance to August Lab. he's been set up here for at least a year to make the teleportation circle. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, I think Henry mentioned it, that August used to be the ambassador to Golgari for Thunderscrum. But after they had to overthrow Henry's grandfather, because the people were like, the king is evil. They've usurped the rightful king, King James and Queen Christine, and they're trying to kill King Henry with saying that he has a disease so that the evil grandfather can take over. And so they're like, hey August, we need you to step down to satisfy the people. You'll always be a family friend. We just can't fund your experiments anymore, or have you be the ambassador, etc. So,
can I? So are these crystals like? Is it like a frequency sort of thing?
Be real with you, dog. I don't know how magic works, but
fair enough. I'd like to find the specific resonant multiplanar frequency at which all of these crystals resonate.
Oh, to find the coordinates, quote unquote, of the stimming plane. Yeah, you.
One of the numbers in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. What do I gotta do?
It's now that you can do detect magic, you can read the rune on the floor.
Yeah, I'll check out the rune first.
Yeah, with your perfect memory, you could, if you knew the teleport spell, you could replicate it and come to August's lab. You know his address.
I'm gonna, if Bastion points out where it is, I'm just gonna toss something onto the circle, see if it disappears. I guess, one of my arrows, just gonna toss it.
If you have the spell still at Bastion, you'd see it. Like when you poke a TV screen, like a plasma, and it does the weird bendy thing. It does that for a second, but then goes away, and the arrow just sits on top.
It appears that he's already set up a lab here. However, I do not have the correct magics to be able to mimic his spell. I believe we are going to have to either wait until they come out of this portal, so that we may speak with them, or we are going to have to find someone powerful enough to be able to cast the teleport spell.
Or we force them out by some sort of potential threat.
What's you guys' passive perception?
14.
12.
I can't be surprised, though.
Oh. Yeah, Bastion, you feel a tall shadow come behind you in the doorway as you guys are sitting in this room.
Do I get the vague sense of I'm about to be murdered, or is this more of a there's something there? Like that sort of tingling on the back of your neck, like someone's looking at me?
Someone is looking at you, and it is a imposing, powerful presence.
I'm going to turn and go, I have acknowledged your presence over there. Be you friend or foe?
You see August, who dresses like Steve Jobs, black turtleneck and jeans, and then Garfield today is wearing a mint green capri slacks, white loafers, a black lacy, mostly see-through tank top, and a yellow derby hat. And they are both holding margaritas, and Garfield's holding what appears to be a leftover taco, and they're just both kind of looking at you.
Oh, August, Garfield, it is a pleasure to re-meet you. You do not know me, but I know you.
Hey guys, we haven't met yet, and we probably shouldn't be talking right now, but hi. We'll meet in a couple months.
Bastion's gonna nod.
It's August, who also has a 7 charisma, and Garfield, who is the most charismatic among all of you. Being a wizard, he actually has a 20 charisma, but he chooses not to use it.
Too powerful.
He chooses not to use it, yeah. And August takes a sip of his margarita and goes, what?
Not well versed in magic, but Badge and Kirk are wrong. Feywild time bullshit?
Yes, we have recently come back from a trip to the Feywild after having spoken with a trickery god. It appears that he has sent us to the wrong time, so we are currently attempting to make amends by going to take a second to think. Attempting to form new allies. There is quite a lot of information, and not all of it I believe I can tell you.
August frowns. Would you guys like to make insight checks?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I sure would.
For the most awkward 9-foot tall person ever.
Yeah,
That's going to be an 8.
9'11". You have an 8. Wonderful.
That's a 23.
Yo!
A 23. Nice. Pale,
No one gonna lie to us.
you see on Garfield's face, his eyes are puffy and swollen as though he's been crying, at least in the last hour. And August seems to, he's like, huh, Feywild bullshit magic. That's not the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And Bastion, make a persuasion check.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
16 plus 5, because I need it. 21.
Garfield, August is pondering, this isn't the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And then, I was one of the guys who banished Vecna. It's, Feywild bullshit. That sounds accurate. Trickery god, And then Garfield comes up to you, and he pulls a wrench out of his pocket, and he goes, you're a construct, right?
Construct only in the sense that I was constructed. I am a creation by the Father Creator Gond. I was one of his very first creations. Right after the material plane, of course.
Garfield takes the wrench out of his pocket, and then he starts to move this wrench toward your gauntlet. What do you do?
He fixed me. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
He tightens exactly one bolt on your right knuckle, and your gauntlets now do 2d8 damage.
Oh my god! Incredible. I had imagined I would have noticed that was misplaced. Thank you.
Garfield's going to say in 2 months, your clothes are even more majestic.
Even more?
It's honestly terrifying in a good way.
Yes,
Well, I have been shopping.
You have one of the most unique fashion senses I have encountered.
He blushes a bit. And puts his wrench away. Is that a wrench in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? And then...
How? It's in like 3 months, right? That he fixes me?
Yeah, so it is day right now, it's 387, and then, so you would have gotten to August's lab about a month in, so you would have gotten to his lab like day 30 or 40, I think. So yeah, you're not gonna meet him for another, like 2.5 months. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say to him, in approximately a month and a half to 2 months, my body will have been found, and I will be making my way over to your lab, as I will have been informed that you will be able to fix me. Currently, there will be an issue at this current moment, there will be an issue with my voice box. I trust that you will be able to fix this. It would do me it would be a great favor to me.
His eyes kind of wide. He goes, "Sure, man. That's the robots are kind of my whole deal." So,
yes, I will also be sending a shield guardian here that will have made its way over from where we took it from.
The dungeon, the Pelor dungeon.
Yeah, I'll just say from Pelor, right? Or no, that's the god. What was the city we were in?
That's you guys broke into the prison. So in Golgari, there's, I believe, it's 12 or 13 religions that they're each in charge of a separate hold in town, and so they each have their own justice system and all that. And then, so you were in the Pelor dungeon, was where Ash and Gilbert were, and you guys went through the Pelor church-run dungeon and stole the Shield Guardian.
How does it work that I have the same Shield Guardian amulet when it's also on the guy
Huh.
who owns it?
It'd be like, when somebody has a garage remote and you click the button and the garage down the street opens. I'd say there's a percent chance that it works for yours instead, just because he's closer. It'll be a smaller percentage, though.
I think I'm not going to mess with it, because Bastion said if he does, then that means he's not going to get it in the past, which means he couldn't have it in the future, which means he couldn't steal it while he's in the past. And then think about that's making Bastion's head hurt. So I think Bastion's just gonna keep it there for now.
The CPU fan's going pretty fast.
You're sudden worrying. Also, I will be sending a shield guardian here approximately a couple of days after that. Right? Like it was literally like the next day that we did that, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah. I would appreciate it if before I can return it, you would look after it for me.
The shield guardian, of course!
Yes.
I fucking love those things, they're adorable!
Yes, he's quite good. We rescued him.
Oh, you always love a rescue, don't you?
Yes. Speaking of rescues, my friend and I have important business. Are you perhaps sheltering the... What were they? What type of spies were they?
Sonkarelli.
Are you perhaps sheltering the Sonkarelli spies? Or do you know the location of them?
August kind of frowns, and he's like, why don't we go inside?
That would work.
Just a heads up, last time we were in your lab, things got heavy, so we're going to try and keep it pretty light emotionally, okay?
Yeah, he ushers you into the teleportation shack, basically, and kind of crosses his arms, and he's like, you say you've been in my lab, what does it look like?
I'm going to repeat exactly any detail I can remember about it, just in perfect memory.
It's, you see him a little stumped by that, and he goes...
I'm just going to respond with, let me put it this way. Last time we were hanging out with King Henry, his wife, my other friend who currently he's a little disappeared, tried to use message on her, and you helped talk her out of having him murdered. Which honestly, I supported at the time. He was a bit of a goofball. It would have done him good.
Somebody cast a spell on Queen Marceline?
He considered it, and at considering it, he was pretty much almost murdered, which again, he's a follower of Abel Lorfield. He's,
Oh, is that the trickery god who sent you to the wrong fucking time?
I'm unaware if we should answer that. Specific details might cause too much of a conundrum.
Ugh, you're right. Fuck.
Yes, it is a fragile thing to be messing with time. I am frankly unhappy about it.
Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, it describing my lab in every single detail, and it's... Unless the anti-scrying stuff is off, there's no way you'd know that unless you've been there before. Okay. And he snaps his fingers, and you guys are teleported back to his lab. It's just about how you've seen it before. Everything's extremely fucking organized. Yeah, August made a bunch of mental asylums because King James had serious depression and PTSD, and then August himself has OCD, and then that's why Garfield's chilling with him, because he also has PTSD from being, tortured by a totalitarian regime. And, but it's all... There's magic baubles everywhere, and August motions for you guys to come to a sort of lounge area he has where there are half-giant-sized chairs and medium creature-sized chairs, and he sits down, and because him and Garfield are both still drinking margaritas, he reaches behind him and pulls out a bottle of gin and a shot glass for you, Pale, and Garfield actually runs over and gets a small can of a really fine machine oil, and then sets it down next to you, Bastion, and they sit there, and he goes, what do you guys want with the San Corellians, and why do you insist they are spies?
I need to talk to Fel. Privately.
About what?
I want you to look me in my eyes and tell me you think it's a good idea for me to let you know exactly what I need to tell him.
Bastion's gonna chime in and just say, as I stated earlier, by letting you know specific details, we might end up throwing off the time flow. I hope that you have enough faith to trust us, and that we only have the best intentions.
Both of you make me persuasion checks.
Me? The power of the cards.
The heart of the cards that we're not using.
4 and 3!
That's also a 3.
Wow. Wow.
Not even plus 5 is gonna fix either of those.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, but, you know.
I gotta send the fucking worst people to talk to people to convince them that we're not.
Yeah.
Man, did they not know though they were? I don't think Bastion knew that he's only ever heard them referred to as spies.
Yeah. So, August tells you, he says, so we have had Project Garfield going for a while. And Garfield nods along, looking kind of sad again. He says, Garfield basically remade how mechs function and made them. It's one of the greatest military advancements in history. It's going to change everything about how we do battle in the next couple hundred years. And his sister made a cross-continent magical communication surveillance device, which I don't even think I have to explain how crazy that is. And so the Vivianites and Ilmatari, who have been helping defectors from Sankarel for decades now, made clones of them, and then on this side, and then he kind of grimaces at Garfield, and they made their way over here. Garfield, anyway. And at the same time, the San Corellians were sent here to go find a mech that Garfield helped us steal. And through that, they surrendered and revealed that they actually wanted to stay here and had accepted the mission so they could have a chance to escape. And they're already kind of invested in helping Thunderscrim through means of another, so I've already agreed to take them there. I haven't yet. But the word spy perturbs me. And also, how in the world do I know that you guys aren't just agents of Sankarel trying to bring them back?
Well, in my defense, I'm here because I'm trying to save King Henry's life. Well, we both kind of are, but I'm here more specifically because what's coming will make Vecna look very, very small. And I'm not talking about the Maw. The Maw is a problem down the road.
How far in the future are you from?
2 months. About.
Bastion will nod and then say like the exact time.
Yeah, nice. He says, something worse than Vecna is coming in the next 2 months.
Hey, Bastion, queue up in your backpack.
I think Bastion's going to take a moment to think, and then go, oh, right, this actually pertains to what I needed to speak with the San Corellians about. Bastion's going to poke his head in, and then yell down to Yagami and just, Yagami, do you mind stepping out for a second? We need to prove to people that we have a soul.
Yeah, sure. And they fled up through the bag and poke out. And, the being made entirely of light comes out into August's living room. And August and Garfield stare dumbstruck in August with horror. Garfield doesn't really know what this is. But Garfield's just kind of, oh, Oh.
This is an unborn soul.
Uh-huh.
Oh, by the way, I feel like I should mention, at the time we're from, multiple champions are now dead.
Bastion will nod. And then say, I do not believe that telling you the source of where I got this from is a good idea, but I hope that you would trust me in that I have rescued this soul. It can attest to this fact. And then gestures to Yagami.
Yeah, he's really nice to me.
I have been teaching him artificing. In fact, the reason I have needed to speak with the Corellians is that I am currently attempting to mimic and replicate a body for him, so that he will have a physical form to represent himself.
Garfield, like, I mean, I'm fucking more than happy to help. Yeah, fuck, shit. And August, like, so what do you need from the Sun Corellians exactly?
I believe that among them there is a Warforged whose body proportions would make for a perfect body. This was given to me in a vision by Gond.
So you're gonna steal his body?
No, I'm just simply going to replicate.
Oh.
Yes, I do not believe in removing someone's free will, so I would not attempt to steal his body.
I mean, you see him kind of go off into thought, and he has a 20 intelligence as well, so there's a bunch of thoughts in there. But okay, so he points to you, Bastion. You said Gond, right?
Yes, that is correct.
He points to Pale. I can tell you're religious. What are you?
Well, when you meet me or now?
Both.
When you meet me, Tyr. Now, okay. I'm the opposite of his dad.
Opposite of whose dad?
You know, it sounded so cool. You're killing me here. I follow Merkul now.
Okay. So an apocalypse cultist has a stolen soul, right? And then walks into my lab.
No, I don't. Trust me. Bastion, my good friend, would murder me if I even thought about doing anything to touch Yagami. I keep a distance because he is much stronger and smarter than me.
But you know how that looks, right?
Yagami looks even worse.
Yagami can attest that it is his own autonomous being.
No, I'm just saying that multiple champions dead.
No, you know what looks worse though?
Uh-huh.
A Merkulian and the son of Gond coming here and telling you that we need to talk to Sun Corellians, and I'm talking about King Henry, and I'm talking about problems with gods. I really don't think we should discuss it more. You know what I'm talking about.
You can see he's internally screaming. He says, the only thing I'm trying to make sure is that you guys aren't the ones causing this and just coming to me acting like you're saving it. And, you know.
I mean, if you want, I can make this easier.
Mm-hmm.
I take out the anti-magic shackles from my bag, and I hold my arms out. Make sure I don't do anything.
Well, how is that going to help? I mean, it's...
Make sure I don't pull any funny business. You can stand there while I talk to him.
Make me persuasion checks again, guys.
Yeet.
There's no possible way we can fail again, right?
Mm.
I got a 17. I'm gonna give Pale +5.
I got a 6. Wait, I forgot. You gave me the amulet that gives me a +2. So, that's a 13.
I got 2 more +5s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 13.
Tried my best.
I am terrified. However, I am also terrified of fucking up the time stream. So, I'll tell you what. I will, I guess when I meet you again, pretend I haven't seen you before and I'm awkward enough to where I can probably hide that. And then he looks to Garfield and Garfield's like, I mean, fucking... Yeah. I think I'm fucking weird enough to where no one's gonna notice, even if I do feel like I know them. And he's like, yeah, okay. He's like, just, I guess, I don't know, research robot voice boxes. And Garfield's like, yeah, fuck, shit. and takes a big sip of margarita. And August tells you guys they're staying in the Sandy Cheeks Tavern. Last I heard that Spike was going to the Pan Temple, something, prophecy to appease Umberlee to withdraw the cold lines. That's what I thought I had been sending them to Thunderscrum for, because it was something I thought about proposing to King Henry, because that's, thousands of miles of land that is frozen and useless, and then all of Lahuya is basically frozen, so if we could figure that out, that'd be great. However, Spike worships fucking Pan for some fucking reason, which is, I don't know, kind of cool because he's a robot, but that is where I last heard that they were, or where we left them, kind of.
Well, I guess if you can bring us back to the material plane, that'd actually be pretty great then.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I want to kind of pull him aside. No pay. His granddaughter, all that?
What?
His granddaughter, the one that you're helping with all that. She finds someone. It is so cute. No spoilers, but the two of them, such a great couple.
You know what? Good for her. Margaret's kind of lonely. Yeah.
I gotta bring some good news for you too.
It's like, holy shit, this guy knows about Margaret.
Yeah. But again, some good news. You don't need to hear just the bad.
Yeah, anybody must be a hell of a man to go with. Yeah, to not be intimidated by that, huh?
He is.
Oh, he is.
I gotta talk up my boy.
Yeah.
Before I even free him from prison.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to the two of them after I see that the conversation with Pale has stopped, and then I've gotten the idea that they're still cool with King Henry, right?
Yeah, they.
Okay.
August sees Henry as like a nephew. They have a weird relationship because he fucks his dad, but you probably even see there's a small hand-drawn portrait of King James holding King Henry on August's desk.
Oh. I'm going to... Hang on.
No worries.
I'm going to look to the two of them and just go... also, if you have a moment of your time, I would like to very quickly go over a few schematics with you. It is not often I get to speak with people who have such an equivalent mind.
Sure.
I'm going to pull out the schematics for the... I think, I would have drawn out the schematics for, the air purifier, and I've just been working on making them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them about that, and then I'm gonna ask them the speech interface and the power source thing, and just see what they think about it.
Yeah, you show the power source thing, and Garfield is, when he sees it, he goes, "Did I fucking show you this?"
No, I received this in a vision from Gond. It showed King Henry being completely healthy. I am attempting to remedy his solution without the use of magic.
You see Garfield run into a small alcove that August has made to be his section, which is a fucking disaster. Meanwhile, it's the stereotypical wizard's lab where, August has everything labeled in little drawers, and there's he invented a label maker just so he could put names on everything. But Garfield's is a fucking mess. There's shit everywhere, there's clothes everywhere. And he digs through and pulls out a stack of papers and puts it in front of you, and he shows you schematics for another electronic device, which is almost the same as the battery part of Henry's stuff, and he's like, "So fucking you know about electricity too?"
Yes. I was made by the god of creation. Of course I would know about creation.
So worship of God is banned in fucking San Corel, but, I mean, I'll fucking have to go to a church, because holy shit. And he shows you that he has a small schematic for a electric generator, and he has invented a very primitive version of solar panels.
Awesome. Power source. Solar panels.
Yeah, so I guess for...
Plus batteries.
Mm-hmm.
And then, does he say anything about the speech interface?
He says, I've seen... Or no, August would step in for that one. He goes, I've seen at the hospitals, like when they have to do a tracheotomy on somebody, there's like a valve they leave so air can go through their windpipe, because otherwise it just goes through their neck. But like, so you press a button to make it go through their windpipe instead also. And it looks like here there's like fan speed stuff, but then looks like here there's a limiter so it doesn't like blow his fucking throat out if he's quote unquote breathing hard. I mean, yeah, it just looks like you'd need because if he won't have lungs, you'll need like a separate thing to push up air through his vocal cords. That's what it looks like to me. You will have advantage building this, as August tells you about how to make it better.
Awesome. Could I technically go to one of the hospitals they were talking about? Were those hospitals in Thunderscrim or in Golgari?
They are in. There's several. There's one in Golgari and in Thunderscrim. Every major city kind of has one.
Okay, yeah. Could I possibly just use one of those and then slightly refurbish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could actually just kind of steal one. August would help you get one. And then August says this is to fix, or to help his body's trash, so...
Yes.
He says, yeah, that's the thing about the Red Death, is it starts in the lungs, but then spreads everywhere else, like even under the skin, and, once it gets to your bowels, you're done for, because it's going to get infected instantly, and you kind of just die shitting out blood, but, it's slow. You see him thinking about, as a low charisma man, he's very easy to read. There's something that he really wants to tell you, but he's still not sure about you guys being who you actually say you are. But with all of this stuff you're presenting, he's like, all right, these guys are from the future. If they're going to potentially save King Henry's life, then he's considering telling you guys something very important.
What would you to believe us more?
He seems kind of overwhelmed by the amount of information. He's like, I don't know when you guys would figure this out, though. But if you're already...
We're idiots. I reach in and get out, was it a coin or a badge that lets us go in? That was given to us, wasn't by King Henry?
What was it?
Didn't King Henry give us, a coin or a badge or something that lets us go different places?
Yeah, it's, he gave you a silver pendant that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Did I get that?
Yeah.
You did. Yes, you did.
Gotta mark that down.
Mm-hmm. It's so you could go anywhere in the castle. Not to, people's bedrooms, but, the library and records office and...
Hit us up, Leo.
I was there when I got... I would have...
Oh, wait, no. You haven't actually been to Thunderscrim, Bastion.
Yeah.
You don't have one. Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, yeah, because I would have just put that on my, on my armor.
Yeah.
So, no, because I was going to say, I don't ever remember going to Thunderscrim.
You haven't been there yet.
But Pale hasn't.
Yeah, I popped mine out. Ding.
His eyes go wide again. He's like, welp. Let me find what I...
Yep, the Boy King who hates being called Boy King. to the point where he almost threatened to murder me a few times.
That sounds accurate. He's kind of edgy.
Yeah.
It's
You know, when he gets his laser sword out, it's so over the top. Danes, right?
oh, geez, you know.
He's
Okay,
not-
you know about the Dane thing. Okay, fine. Okay.
He and I
yeah,
have become quite good friends. He has a
Yeah.
personal sending stone directly to me.
Wow. Okay, so I will tell you this.
I just gave him like an aneurysm.
Like if you show him the sending stone, he'll be able to like see who it is connected to and know that it is
Yeah.
in fact connected to King Henry, and he's like, "Fuck, shit, fucking all right."
That's so because it would show that it's not because it's not even made yet. Because I'm not even awake right now. So how does the sending stone work? Like, are we in a different plane? But then how does because it doesn't have
Oh.
a partner made.
Huh.
So then would it even be in creation yet?
I would say it
And if
doesn't.
it is.
It doesn't work right now. However, it does still have all the enchantments to be paired to King Henry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be even weirder when it is made then, because there's going to be two. Well, no, that makes sense. Then there are going to be two sending stones with the exact same frequencies, but it's specifically. Bastion's servos are fucking heating up again as he pulls out the sending stone, and all of these thoughts come to him.
Switching with water.
Yeah, there's
as it, like, steams
during
off.
during the time of overlap where Henry has the sending stone and you guys are haven't left for the Feywild yet, because once you leave for the Feywild, most of the paradoxes will settle themselves.
Yeah, but that's
And
3 months or 3 months from now.
Yeah. So yeah, for the brief time that there are two of you on the same plane, you could, if you message King Henry, you could go to, you know, like when you have two landlines, and if you're talking on one, somebody can pick up the other and listen to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Saga tells you. All right. This is gonna sound a little crazy. But you have a soul, and Yagami is like sitting on the arm of the couch, and he's kind of distracted by the prismatic, the purest thing in the universe. Especially because Leo wasn't even able to taint them by having them read smut, because they can't read yet. He's like, okay. So, if you've been around Henry, you have very likely seen him almost die. Right?
Yes.
Is this about that little inch of flesh that you got of him?
No.
Okay.
So he's a survivor, to say the least, right? You'd agree with me?
Nods.
Okay.
That's scary.
Yeah. So, there have been several instances where Henry should have died, but he didn't. So, let me just say that he literally survives by will alone. It's the reason why he has such a hard time sleeping is because he literally starts to fall apart when he's not actively thinking of staying alive. Yeah, and he doesn't even know that. Because when you think about breathing and then you're off rhythm because you're thinking about it and manually breathing, and let's just say that if he ever did know, I'm terrified that he wouldn't be able to keep it up
Is
because he'll
it?
be unable to do it automatically anymore. And then, the kid's got depression, and it's, the passive thought, I wish I was dead, it could literally kill him, a single thought.
Like, just kind of look like a yeesh. I could look, making that look to you like, oh, jeez, golly.
I think Bastion's going to go. I believe I've heard of that. It is referred to as psychogenic death.
Yeah, and so I taught him the meditation thing, because when he first had the Red Death, he couldn't sleep just because he was fucking coughing all the time. And so the Dane meditation is kind of like how elves meditate, and you just don't have to sleep. And then, as it's gotten worse, and he's gotten more powerful in Dane magic, and his several near-death experiences, when he's asleep, he literally starts to die. And so, the Dane magic gets even more powerful. And then one day you're really angry at your father-in-law because on top of all your problems, he's a condescending asshole. And then, he treats you like a teenage boyfriend and sometimes a pedophile, even though he's the one who had you get married to his daughter in the first place. And then one time you were thinking about slamming a door and it slams without you touching it, and you're having a panic attack and a glass bottle explodes and you think someone's doing magic around you, but nobody finds anything. And then a guard tries to strangle you and your weapons are out of reach, but right before you pass out, somehow your gun's in your hand and you don't question it because you were almost killed and you just shot him in the head and you're happy to be alive. And you realize the weird objects moving are breaking and it's because of you. And you try to stop meditating, but it gets worse. And then you do it on purpose. And things stop happening without your control for the most part after you practice. And then you get poisoned by a chef and have rapid multi-organ failure, but you don't die. The doctors do what they can, and you somehow get better, even though they knew they were just doing kind of random bullshit and never thought it would actually work. And then you're giving a speech and you get shot in the chest, and not only do you fall off the stage and break your spine, you survive several other accidents and assassinations that should have killed you. But the only problem is your lung thing, because you had that before you got weird powers. So I didn't know that he would, expand his mind or whatever. But yeah, so when his spinal cord got cut, it still is. And no one told him that it was. He just got out of bed and we were like, hey, what? Your spinal cord severed, and we just didn't tell him. And since his kidney and liver don't work, I changed some labels on piss tests and switched it around, and the doctor whose guard's name I switched it with kept him in the hospital for 3 days because I thought he was dying. And the tingling in his legs every now and then is because he's moving his legs with his fucking mind and doesn't even realize it. And that's why he's so goddamn fast, is because he just makes himself be faster. And we brought in Sergeant Greybark because Henry's heart stops beating when he's really depressed. Or if another doctor checks him out, there's no pulse when he's conscious, we're gonna have problems. And that's why he drinks coffee constantly, because he feels more alert, because he feels like his heart should be beating faster after drinking coffee, and so he doesn't forget to make his fucking heart work. And we just say that Cecil can feel his pulse because he's a dog, and that's why the human doctors can't. And he thinks he's woozy because he's tired, but then he's tired because he literally starts to fall apart when he's asleep. And then he's woozy because he's too distracted to have a fucking pulse. The long and short of it is, you can placebo him to keep him alive. And that has worked so far. And just don't tell him,
That explains a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is the source of this ability?
I think it's the Dane magic. Or another theory is James is or has the Ethereum shard. There's some debate on whether it's actually his soul or not. And I don't know if that could possibly be genetic. And yeah, and maybe if he knew, he could fix himself, but then if he knew, it might also kill him, so we haven't risked it. and he's the king of Thunderscram, so what's happening to him is extremely supernatural and against everything he believes in, and that is likely to make him react poorly.
Well, at least he hasn't manifested killing all those reporters that he... So, hey, these small...
Yeah. It just... And I'm just saying this for if you run into him and he's dying in the future, you having to build a whole machine to make his lungs and blood and everything. It just... If you tell him, hey Henry, you don't look as pale today, and you say it convincingly, he'll be less pale that day, because he thinks that... If he thinks he's getting better, then he will, and if he thinks he's getting worse, then he will. And it's if you say so logic, kind of. Yeah.
Huh.
And
How is Vic still alive?
Vic? And
Like,
what
I'm
do you mean?
surprised Henry just hasn't thought, wow, I wish he would die. Like, that's impressive. Vic must be pretty...
It's just himself. Like, it's not...
Like, for now, I mean, honestly, the second he says, wow, I wish Vic would die, I think Vic's gonna kick it. If, considering how Vic acts, he's... Granted, Fire Genasi cleric, so he and I don't get along anyway, but, like,
I mean, I think if that happened, it would certainly be accidental.
Who's
Just
to
'cause,
say?
I mean, that's just how they are. I mean, James has had the Ethereum shard this whole time. He could bend reality to do his will if only he learned a little magic. But they're Thunderscrimmy, so they choose not to. And that's probably for the best, honestly. But if he's ever dying, just give him a semi-plausible reason why he's going to survive. And then... yeah.
Makes sense.
And
I mean, it doesn't, but, with everything, with the maw coming and everything, may as well.
And I've had fucking Margaret check, and he's not undead. It just... Another important thing is don't fucking tell the Jaegerins.
Jaegerins are rude.
Would this mean
Yeah.
that building this machine is effectively pointless, considering that Henry's body is currently, it seems to, be running on only will?
It probably will work. I mean, because it's
Couldn't
running
you
on
just
will
tell
alone
Henry
is
that
not fucking
you do
efficient.
something and it fixes it, and then that would mean that he's completely fine, because his body would naturally think itself to be fixed?
I mean, maybe that's what this is, an emotion style your schematics. It's if you show him how it works, and then it actually does work, then he won't have to run on will alone anymore. Or he probably still should, because otherwise he'd be fucking paralyzed from the waist down, but...
Well, I could likely remedy that as well.
yeah, I mean...
I'm adding a new thing to the make list, spine
Okay, spine.
fixer.
Yeah. I mean, in order to... Because we can't do magic on him. We have in the past. I had a friend of mine, Philip, literally cast Wish to try and cure the Red Death, and it didn't work. Because it's not a wound, and... anyway, it's like not even a disease, it just rewrites your cells to be shitty, and so they can't really cure it, and it just didn't work, and we, maybe because we cast that on Henry while he was unconscious and not consenting, but James has prayed to Ilmater for years, and Ilmater can't do anything I've asked soon, and she can't either, or it's not, probably can, but won't. And asking the gods to step in on a Thunderscrummian's behalf is kind of ironic, but...
So what we're saying is when it comes to King Henry survival, it's kind of 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
I believe it would approximately be more like 35% concentrated power of will.
But what I'm saying is, if you pitch this machine to him, and it actually does what it says it does, he might let you put it in and it will both fix him and make it to where he thinks he's getting better. Which could be great. And if it's entirely non-magical with the electricity stuff and all of that, maybe he'd actually be willing to let you put it in him.
Is the first time that we meet when is the first time that the party meets Garfield and August?
When you meet them in Thunderscrum, actually.
Okay,
or no, Pale did. Pale met them in Thunderscrum. But then you and the rest of the party met them in Thunderscrum because you met up here before you went to the council chambers.
Mm-hmm. I think then that hearing the fact that this literally could completely cure King Henry, and that was one of like the first promises I made upon being conscious, like and with the party, I think I'm just specifically going to work on this.
Okay.
So every night, I'm going to spend the extra couple of hours that I get just making this. But first and foremost, Bastion, I think, is going to say, or I'm going to say, well, this is fantastic news. I believe I'm going to be working on this immediately. However, I am going to require help.
Yeah,
He's going to turn to Yagami, actually, not looking at the other two.
Oh!
And he's going to say, Yagami, I see that you've been making fantastic progress with the aeroship that we've been working on. However, I believe that we have a new prioritization to make.
Yeah, I've heard you guys talk about King Henry. He sounds like a nice guy. Being sick doesn't sound great.
I imagine it's not. I've never been sick before, though.
Neither have I.
It's gonna nod. Where did you say that the Warforged was headed? I believe that I should be working on this body immediately so that Yagami will be able to further help me. If that is acceptable, and he's going to look back at Yagami real quick.
Yagami nods. They very much would like to not have the feeling of out of body dysphoria. Yeah.
Actually, it would be dysmorphia, actually.
My apologies.
Because Yagami, as a soul, cannot feel things traditionally because they have no receptors for touch.
Disassociating, whatever it's called.
I have a neuroscience degree, let me use it.
There's an actual field of study. Under parapsychology, it would be a consistent out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
Yagami's just
chronic out-of-body experience.
Yagami's a permanent astral projection.
Yeah.
God has that from being a tulpa.
See, I think Bastion right now, his mind's running into overdrive. What is knowing? I think Bastion's first going to look at Agatha and Garfield and just say, "Oh no, they want to know the answer to that."
What?
He's going to look at Garfield and ask, "What is the approximate amount of time that requires for you to build a mech?"
Well, from scratch. I don't know, probably a couple months if I had all the materials and everything. I'm planning on making one. Well, if you know King Henry, you know about the war. So I'm planning on helping and fighting, so I'm gonna make one for at least me. And August says they're probably not gonna want anybody to fight in them. Maybe I can make a couple for a couple other recruits. You know, because it's military tech after all, so it might as well be used for fucking war.
I would like to commission your help in helping me make a body for Yagami.
Hell yeah!
Oh, and if it's all right, I have a friend who died. I'm gonna take the ring off. She's kind of trapped in here. She's kind of a bad being, but
shit.
she's doing better.
Pale, I would like to remind you that dragon did have multiple people captured under her will, and that is not something I'm effectively agreeing with.
Yeah, a few hundred. So I want to make her just like a small, robot lizard body, not much of a big one. But yeah, I did promise, so I had to give her something, even if it's like a little tiny robot spider.
Oh, it's like you're a fucking dragon and a ring of mind shielding?
A lot happened in the last few months.
God. Holy. He's like,
I think
all right.
Bastion's going to go look at Pale and go, I was actually working on making a body for Rune. I could likely tag on an additional one if that would be possible. Just give me the specifications that you would require.
Well, we need the runes and stuff for her, the glyphs and all. But, something small for her.
I mean, the homunculus is technically not like a living thing, but it's like a bound creation.
Mm-hmm.
So would that work for a dragon's soul?
Yeah, I'd say once you get the technology knowledge to put souls into whatever, you could replace Rune's ruby with whatever vessel the soul is in. So you could
I think Rune's ruby is fine. Because I don't want Rune to be taken over by Dragon's Soul.
Yeah.
I can just make another one.
You could definitely you could put them into a toy soldier if you put the you could put them into a Barbie if you had the right runes.
What's the dragon's name?
Oddcodiment.
Yeah, that.
Oddcod Whomkent.
I'd keep it.
I'll text it. I'll put it in Discord.
Okay. Yeah. And I worked on Rune's body the last time. Did I get any progress on that?
I don't remember.
I also don't.
Let me see. Oh, were you making him a permanent one?
Yeah, I was trying to at least, because you said that I could make any infusion I knew permanent. Mm-hmm. Technically means that if Carolina were here, I could permanently enchant her weapons, and then I could increase more. Ooh. Excellent. Comments, buddy.
But August tells you, he's yeah, if you're going to help Schrodinger's Boy King, then Spike should be at the Pan Temple and everyone else is at Sandy Cheeks Tavern, and he tells you where that is. The Pan Temple is at the top of the city with all the other big temples.
I see. I believe we should be making our way post-haste.
Yeah, he says, is there any other bombs you want to drop on me? Because I think that's the only one I have for you.
None that I think would be helpful. Although I do have actual bombs.
No, keep those away.
I was planning to.
And if you're working with Thunderscrim, that's unsurprising. Okay. So he clasps his hands together and you guys, he does the Midwestern, when you tap your thighs and say, "Welp," and then everyone stands up and starts to leave. He does that. And do you ever realize that everyone does that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally do that.
One last thing, by the way, if you're ever in the Feywild, just ask for a library card. It's so much easier.
Ask for a library.
Just ask for a library card. They give them out for free. They take a picture of you.
Bastion's nodding and say, it saves you lots of time and pain.
Mm-hmm.
August gives you, he kind of bites his bottom lip and goes, okay. And he's fucking weird shit. Because while he's one of the most powerful magic users on the material plane, he was originally anti-magic Thunderscremian and still has a identity crisis over whether he's a mage or Thunderscremian. So,
what a silly deuce.
Yeah. So you go into the teleportation closet, and he bamps you guys down there as you guys go. Garfield goes, "Good luck!
We will see you soon."
You sure will, bud!" And yeah. He says, "Keep that nut tight." That's what she said also, but
Oh, we will until we see you again.
Ooh. But you go back down to the materia plane, and you are in August's teleportation shack shed.
Mhm.
And he says, "Well, good luck, and I never saw you."
Yes.
Give a little salute, like 2-finger off the forehead, not like a formal.
Yeah.
Is there an easy method to contact you?
I mean, message sending, the courier,
What is he?
the ginger one. Bro, I don't know. That bugs me too. It fucking drives me nuts.
Like, we have a lot of answers 2 or so months from now, like a lot. But we still don't have an answer.
Yeah, I don't know. And I've literally asked God. They don't know. Even Philip doesn't fucking know. The university president doesn't know. What?
Requested that the courier was here when he got here. Don't.
He what?
Spoilers, we'll talk about that later, don't worry.
I could likely
The
pray to
courier
Gond
was
and see
here
if he
when
will
the
answer.
Cole got here? Gond, yeah, that...
No, it likely would be Gond.
Wait, also... Okay, people worship Gond.
Yes.
He responds?
No.
Oh.
Only to me.
Yeah.
You saw him, when you said no, he was like, "Oh, okay." And then you said only to me, and he goes, "Whoa, he's back to what?"
Yes. As I stated earlier, I am one of his first creations. As such, I am privy to special privileges that other worshippers are not. I was created soon after the material plane was, and placed here as a form of protection. You will find this out later.
He just kind of stands with his hands on his hips, and a wide 1,000-yard stare that, I mean, he's 9'11", so he's just kind of, one of the very few people that are taller than you, Bastion.
Yeah, it's so rare I have to look up to someone.
Yeah,
Just wait
and
till
he
you
just...
find out what all those people have been saying, because this speaks some language you wouldn't believe. Wait until you find out some things. Oh, spoilers, though. We'll tell you in a few months when you're allowed to know.
Yeah, he just has, like, the 1,000-yard stare, kind of, like, looking at your shoulder, Bastion, and he goes, like, Gond's first creation. Gond is talking again. Champions are going to die.
I was going to imagine, like,
And
it's like the
souls are
weight thing
being
of...
stolen.
Yup.
What?
The weight thing of, yup, yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get one of my the item I so rarely use. I'm gonna get one of my never-ending medkit things out, and I think it's going to take the form of, like, just a small pastry. And I'm just going to offer it to him. It's like a mini cinnamon roll.
You're good for this
takes
part.
it, and he goes, "Thanks."
Yes.
And then he reaches into his, like, lab coat pocket and pulls out something that looks familiar to both of you. He goes, "Hang on, let me go to the lab, because you guys are gonna fucking need this. This is the biggest honor I can bestow on you." He says, you can't tell if he's sarcastic or not, because he has a 7 charisma. But he pops back up and then pops back down. And he gives you... how many would you need? 1, 2,
Girl Scout cookies.
3...
Just box
Better be the
them.
coconut ones.
Ooh, the
He...
Samoas. So
No. He presents you with 3 friendship medals.
Ooh.
What the hell are friendship medals?
He says, he saw one on you, Pale,
Yup.
and he says, "You've obviously been to my... You even came this year. I don't know how I didn't recognize you. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, just take these. It'll make me feel better."
Oh, Bash, like, yeah, they give a +1 whenever you try to work something.
Whenever I try to win?
work on something together. So whenever you,
Oh.
if one of you guys is like telling a weird story to the guards and you cooperate, you would get a +1 to that persuasion check.
Awesome.
If you're building something and somebody's helping you, you'd get a +1. I invented them in the beginning because we were having trouble with the characters being friends and not just, going off by themselves. So,
Right.
yeah. So there was what's called the Friendship Festival, which I mostly just stole from the Adventure Zone.
Which, I mean, back then it was an idiot cleric, a horny bard, a sorcerer who just wanted to fight, and a drow that followed a dark god.
Yeah, a drow barbarian who just wanted to murder.
What a time.
Yeah.
Good lord.
So, yeah, August, the mental hospitals he has, puts on a friendship festival, and it's basically for adventurers, like teaching them about like sex ed and anti-drug classes, and team building exercises like low ropes courses and shit.
Right.
And there's the trial of teamwork, where you guys have to go through a fake dungeon where there's like a dragon, but it's just a guy in a dragon costume.
Unless you don't work well, and then it's apparently a real dragon.
And if you complain about the how dumb the sets are or whatever, they drop you into a real dungeon with a real dragon. Good luck.
Right.
And there's the test of constructive criticism. So you draw straws and have to give each other constructive criticism. I highly recommend that episode of the Adventure Zone. It's very cute. And ours was cute as well, though I don't have it recorded.
Oh yeah.
We can reenact it. Leo, please stop.
Well, it's just blatant. Yeah, please, Leo, stop. It's blatant plagiarism. That was also around the time that they got the chicken pincushion and the whole thing with sending strippers to Leo's room and.
They weren't strippers. They were prostitutes.
Oh yeah, prostitutes.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
That's when Leo decided to seduce his now Revenant ex.
Mm-hmm. Good old Fandolin.
Her 5 brothers who are all adventurers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jesus.
3 barbarians and then 1 wizard, and then she was a ranger.
Yo. Leo had to go and get himself disappeared to avoid paying child support.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Leo.
Yeah, but he gives you a friendship medal, and he says, and then I guess a spare for anyone you meet along the way.
I will incorporate one into the body I will be making for Yagami.
Sweet. Or in that case, let me give you, what was it? 4 total. So 1 for 10 if he ever comes back, 1 for Carolina, 1 for Yagami, 1 for Bastion.
Wait, is it just Pale who's left?
Yep.
Yeah, Pale's the only one of the original crew that's here right now
Leo was.
that has a friendship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did Leo not get the thing?
No, Leo has one, but Leo's just gone right now.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's the more depressing version of a TPK.
Yeah.
Where they don't even die. Well, I know Kit, I think, is like perma-disappeared. Tatiana is in jail.
Kit went back to Vicksville because his dad works at the bar there.
Tatiana is in jail where she belongs.
Yeah, Tatiana's currently... Yeah, she got arrested.
Wanda, I don't know. Wanda just
It
left.
happens.
Yeah, what did we say happened to Wanda?
He just left one day. Walked off in the sunset.
Technically, she's off looking for her father, and her brother's leading monster civil rights groups in La Jolla. So they're probably actually going to be a part of the Thunderscrim War, fighting for citizenship or whatever.
Hey, in that city, is there like a great area where to have religious ceremonies?
What?
Like the Hull?
Who? What city?
Lahuya?
Lahuya is a continent.
So it's not the Lahuya.
I don't know what that means.
Hallelujah. Complex, terrible wordplay.
Here, I'll spell it for you.
We're going to levels that shouldn't even be possible.
It's Lejuia.
I would have absolutely pronounced that wrong.
Yeah.
Let's not forget how I originally spelled Puyo in my notes.
Yeah. Puyo.
Yeah, dear listener, I spelled it Pwilloe. It's Puiox.
Yeah.
Dear listener, I don't know how to spell.
Well, because Claire's Cajun, so, like, she's from Rivermouth, which is just shitty Louisiana, and, so Stephen just took her last name because he didn't like his.
I mean, I think the biggest offender is the fact that we say Crackland is Industrial Revolution sort of, what?
Yeah, Crackland's just Philly.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be, like, really crappy beat up old London. It's like...
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe.
Oh, wait, bruv.
Victorian ghetto.
Mercool's pretty Mercool, eh?
Oi, bruv, what's bracking? You doing some...
apocalypse license.
You got a license for that apocalypse.
Then there's...
the worst accent now.
There's Yorgweiser, which is inside the zone of influence of the Beam. It's the largest city in that zone, so magic's really fucked up. So they basically have to use magic items in order to do magic, because otherwise it goes wonky and there's just a lot of wild magic people. And so it's like 1920s New York, because the mafia dealing magic items all the time. And that's where the combo tier and Iomde Seminary Law School is.
I'm a big fan of the Beam.
I'm casting you.
Hey, yo, I'm casting you.
I'm Cass.
Yo, I got some Gabba Goblin Ghoul.
Oh my fuck. Wait, hang on. I need to see them. Okay. I thought...
Yeah, man, them pigs found out they had vampires in the sewers. Goddamn crazy bullshit. I can't.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought Gabagool was a slur.
Oh no, it's like a kind of meat.
I don't even know what it means.
It's just like a cut of meat, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I only know that because I have one friend who he's not only very Italian, he's like Central Jersey or South Jersey, like the red sauce that you put onto pasta, not as gravy. Like, I think Gabagool hanging out, going down to the shore, you know, like real like that. Wears like bowler shorts out. It's the funniest thing. As the kids say, he caught a vibe.
I'm sorry, sir. You failed the vibe check. Goodbye. Terribly sorry, sir, but it appears that you have failed the vibe check.
My apologies. It seems as though you are, as they say, sus.
Good day to you, sir. Your vibe check has effectively been failed. Please do not show up for any future checks.
I'm very excited for Batman, where he's born in this year, and Alfred talks like this.
You know what? I heard that the Batman movie. So Bruce's parents would have died in 2001. So it is entirely possible they died coming back from a showing of Shrek.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so.
They could have taken young Bruce to go see Shrek in theaters, and they got mugged and died.
No, because if he died right after watching that, he would have been Donkey Man, the hero of the story.
Oh, God.
The first bard to successfully seduce the dragon.
Honestly. He's a chef type of bard making waffles.
Yeah.
No way you typed in the words Dragosy into the fucking chat.
I'm
I'm telling him,
Hate that. Yeah, telecodiment. Oh my god.
No, Economist! Don't make a form! Don't make a physical form! Oh my god, Pale, what are you doing?
To help rebuild the dragon race.
Oh my god.
I'm making the mother omelets, Jack. Can't worry about a few cracked eggs.
Oh no!
We're doing Metal Gear Vengeance now.
Oh yeah, baby. Playing college ball. Could've gone Texas State.
Using the war to end the war.
Could've gone it's the memes, Jack.
Okay, do you know the backstory of the memes things? I watched like a playthrough.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's so dumb. It's
so real quick.
amazing.
Do you know what a meme actually is? Like, not the modern day interpretation.
Genetic memory.
Yeah. So, for Bailey, do you know what a meme is?
I know the joke context and the SPC context, and I'm sure there's an official, like, real
Actually,
thing,
that
but I've
would
never
be
heard of it.
memetic, which
Memetic.
is a different thing.
Oh, is that your nerd voice again?
It was, yeah. It was my actually. No, okay. So a meme was written in Darwin's his evolution book, and basically it is a term used to refer to like genetic memory, right? So like if
Is that like when you put a laundry basket on your hip and you feel like an 18th century peasant?
sort of, yeah. Like it's basically
You make bread and you can feel your ancestors?
yes, yeah. So yeah, okay. Honestly, yeah, pretty much. That's what it is. Where it's basically like things that your ancestors have done are influencing you now. So like culture, a meme.
The fear of snakes.
Yes, all of that stuff. So in the context of Metal Gear Rising, disregarding the like, oh, it's a meme. Basically, one of the whole bosses, his name is I think like the Typhoon. His whole thing is that humans are slaves to the memes.
Oh boy.
Like
Which
there's
becomes a meme.
Yeah, well, because it's the like. Hey, let me pull up the fucking.
Wait, this isn't even mentioning
memes, Jack.
the AI super software creating false memetic memory to overthrow humanity's free will so that they could create like a man
Holy shit.
called the
Okay.
Patriot.
Here is the speech. War is a cruel parent, but an effective teacher. Its final lesson is carved deep in my psyche, that this world and all its people are diseased. Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. We are all pawns, controlled by something greater. Memes, the DNA of the soul. They shape our will. They are the culture. They are everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, they will learn to hate. They become a carrier. Envy, greed, despair, all memes, all passed along. That is an official, like, that's the whole ass speech. And so,
It's so funny with the modern context, though.
Mhm.
it's the way he's just like, it's the memes, Jack. Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. And it's just like, dude, what are you saying? But like, like when you look at it as like the actual speech, it's like, okay, I see what he's doing. Like it's some sort of like pseudo philosophic, like, oh, you majored in fucking philosophy in like college. Okay.
Yeah.
Son.
Nanomachines, son.
It's such a beautiful franchise.
Fine. The real truth, then. The chicken shit bureaucrats.
It's such a beautiful.
It's such a good game. It's
So
time
they came out in order.
to let it rip.
Wow, this sword that was made 40 or this sword that was made 60 years ago is stronger than my sword that was made this year. Wow. The only thing that can cut through the nanomachines is 60 or so years older than the nanomachines themselves.
Mm-hmm.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
A weapon, dude. That's literally. I feel like you could say that for literally every single fucking Metal Gear game, and it still rings true.
Yeah. Well, it's because they keep one-upping themselves.
Isn't
Yeah.
Metal Gear's the one with the Solid Snake, whoever the fuck that is?
Okay,
Well,
if
Is there Liquid Snake?
we're okay, so here's the T on Metal Gear, right?
Uh-huh.
So the game's not even remotely in chronological order.
I like the
First-
conspiracy that it's actually in chronological order, if you think about it.
The very first game, in terms of like release, Metal Gear 1,
Yeah.
it's the very last one.
Like, so they did like a Star Wars thing where they did that.
The third game is the very first in the series, and that's that's basically the creation of Venom Snake, aka Big Boss.
Oh, I've never played a game like that, but there's a video by Brian David Gilbert about he makes what's the guy's name again? Like a name generator that's
Right.
based on what the guy who wrote Solid Snake would name things.
Well, Boss became Boss after Boss wasn't Boss.
Yes.
Yeah, let me find it.
Yeah.
It's funny even if you haven't seen the so like you can find what your name would be based on attributes that go with you because he names them after Kojima name generator.
But yeah, it's the order of the games in terms of like when they actually take place is 3, 5, 1, 2, then Metal Gear Solid, then Metal Gear Solid 2, then 4, and then Revengeance, which is the most recent one, was released that, and that's the most recent one because that has Raiden in it.
Remember, the best protagonist in the whole series is Jack the who has a pet dog.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
They did not need to make that dog the way that it looks.
They did not, but they sure did.
They sure did.
I'm gonna stop recording. Hey, it's your GM, Bailey Ford. I would like to thank our regular players, Charlotte, Darian, Matt, Jeremiah, and Ian, Hip for our cover art, and Tabletop Audio for our background music. You can find us on Twitter at @Illithids, and thank you especially for listening.